Hey, so I'm going to give you 5 reasons why inner work is more important than just healing. Okay? And this is something that I've practiced myself. I've studied, I've watched women grow in every single part of their lives by just really focusing on doing inner work daily instead of just healing. So, hey besties, it is Joanna Nicole. I am a certified life coach. I focus on inner work and goal setting. I almost lost my train of thought because someone is calling my phone. But yeah, I focus on inner work. I focus on goal setting. I do attract the life that I think I deserve. I attract the love I think I deserve. And I hope you do the same. So we're going to go over 5 reasons or 5 ways. No, really just the reasons, not different ways. I have other videos that give you ways to do inner work. And there'll be more videos to come showing you or helping you do inner work. But we're just going to go over some reasons or 5 reasons why you should be doing inner work instead of just focusing on healing. And in my opinion, of course, inner work is healing, but it's all about the work and the actions that you put towards healing than just taking the time to heal. And we're not talking about physical wounds. We're talking about what could be trauma, what people could be using as trauma and that they need to heal from, which I'm having these faces and making these faces because I'm reading this book right now, and the book is kind of challenging my thinking about trauma. The book is called The Courage to Be Disliked, and the way that they're explaining it is that trauma does not exist. And the reason that they say trauma does not exist is because you as an individual have decisions. You can make a decision to make an experience not hinder your life in a negative way. And when I read that, I was like, wow, that's really just inner work. Whenever you can go through something and not let it affect you negatively, or whenever you can go through something and come out a better person and let it benefit you in any and every way. So I was just like, whoa, never thought of it that way. Trauma does not exist. It only exists if you allow it to exist. And then that's where healing is. It's like, I'm going to get into these 5 reasons, I promise. But I feel like that's where the difference between inner work and healing really lies. Is like, if you're letting this circumstance or this experience affect you negatively, right? But you're healing from it. When that instance or when that circumstance presents itself again, you're just going to need to heal from that too. You're just going to be like, oh, damn, I went through that again. Okay, let me heal. But with inner work, it is this circumstance, this experience happened to me. I am going to grow from that. I am going to elevate my mindset so that even if that happens to me again, it will not be a setback. It won't be something that continues to negatively affect me and hold me back from growth. Because it can happen again. You can't control other people. You can control yourself. But if you're just healing, once it happens again, you're going to be hurt again. You're going to be affected negatively again because you didn't even do the inner work so that you could attract differently and, like I said, just overall continue to move forward. With my stomach, I am so hungry. I hate doing these videos hungry because the way I focus is now I can't stop thinking about I need to eat something. So I'm not going to rush through the video, but y'all give me some understanding because that's what I'm going to need in this video. It's some understanding because your girl's stomach just growled and I don't even know if y'all heard that or not. But yeah, so 5 reasons. I want to start with a quote though. And I'm wondering if this quote is, let's read it. So it says, let me put this up here so I know where to edit. True healing begins when we take responsibility for behavior and for healing what lies buried within. The world may press our buttons, but when we commit to consistent inner work, we begin to free ourselves from mental stuttering. When I found that quote, I was like, this is literally everything I'm just trying to say in a poetic way. So I was like, yay. I'm so glad that I found that quote. But I hope I didn't just scratch my eye with something that I ain't. Because I done had sunscreen, moisturizer, all type of on my hands. But anyways, I feel fine. So the first reason why you should probably focus more on inner work than healing is because you will raise your standards with inner work instead of just taking the time to sit in your pain until it stops hurting. Oh my God. I didn't even write this down, but when I think of this, I think of Akbar V, which I don't know how true her situation is right now. I'm just going off of social media. So if you know who Akbar V is, you know right now she's going through a lot. I think of Keisha Cole because she always going through something. Always, especially when it comes to a guy. It just seems like she don't got the best luck with men at all. And when I think of these two ladies, I feel like they're healing. I don't think that they're actually doing real inner work. Because if you really did some real inner work, it wouldn't take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different times for you to go through the same thing to understand and grow and have some. Did I write this down? No, but when are you going to have the discernment? You're never going to have the right discernment if you're not doing the correct inner work. You're going to continue having the capacity to accept more bullshit. That's all you're doing when you're healing. It's training your body to accept more of what you don't want. And be like, oh, well, my last guy, he did this and this and this. And so at least that guy, he just doesn't do that. So I'm okay. I rather have this version of abuse than that version of abuse. And it's like, what? Well, at least he didn't start off that way. It took him a year or two to get there, but I wonder if that's my Walmart order. Anyway. So yeah, you end up raising your standards, because like, I'm trying to think of what Akbar V, she posted, I guess on, I don't know how real it is, because sometimes it just be like, oh, I got a new album out and let me just create some buzz so I can get but she was saying like how she got pregnant and the father of her child has been abusing her and hitting her, and I'm like, but you said you went through that before. So where is the disconnect? Because I'm not blaming her. I'm not saying that she's deserving of that. I'm not saying that. I'm not justifying the actions of the guy at all. But what I'm saying, and hopefully everybody who is listening to me understands, that you can attract the love you think you deserve, and you can attract the love or life you think you deserve, and you can actually stand on business and walk away before things get out of hand. You don't have to keep going through these things. You don't have to keep experiencing things that you know in your heart you do not want. You don't. Same thing with Keisha Cole. It's like, damn, again and again and again and again. Oh my goodness. So when are you going to stand up and take control of your life? Doing inner work is taking control of your life and doing what you need to do, doing the work, putting in the effort to consciously make decisions that benefit what you actually want out of life. Number 2, let's go to number 2. So I just wrote self-love and respect, right? And it just goes hand in hand with number 1, with raising your standards. But it's a little bit deeper than that, okay? Because when you're setting goals in life, and whether your goal is to do inner work, or if your goal is to up your standards, or if your goal is to do anything when it comes to change, okay? Once you set the goal and you accomplish the goal, it is a feeling of self-love and self-respect like no other. And that's why I am an inner work and goal setting coach. That's why I focus on goal setting with inner work, because that is when you really fall in love with yourself. And you just become overall a woman who can walk with confidence and don't doubt yourself, and just, exude. You're just going to exude self-love, and no one can even come at you with anything besides what you deserve. Oh my God. So it's crazy that I'm actually going through, I'm not going through a breakup. I am broken up from my ex-husband. And it's crazy that I'm like teaching these things, because the other day I was talking to this guy, and I block people so fast. My block list so long. Once I block you, what I do, this is what I do. So I block you, and then I'll wait maybe 6 or 7 months, and then I'll go through that block list, and I'll delete all the numbers. So that way, not only are you blocked, but I don't even know who you are anymore. I don't even know who number this is. Who are you? But anyways, I blocked this guy the other day. And let me tell you why I blocked him. So First, we were talking on a dating app, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" or whatever. And I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be myself. I don't like to play games. So if I'm not feeling well, I'm going to tell you I'm not feeling well. I don't care if it's our first interaction together. I'm just going to tell you. So I told him, I was like, I'm having a bad day. And I'm like, I'm kind of overstimulated and I need to get away. I actually was on my way to karaoke. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm overstimulated. I need a break. And he was like, oh, I would love to take you to get a drink. Can I take you to get a drink tonight? Now, I was already going to karaoke. So I was like, yeah, you could buy me a few drinks. That's fine. Here's the gag. I don't drink, y'all. I'm not a drinker. Like, I will literally have, and it's funny because the bartender said that when I came in that night. She was like, girl, you get one shot and you don't even drink it. And I was like, yeah, because I'm not even a drinker. But when I said that to him, I just wanted him to know, like, yeah, you can come spend some money on me, like, but you're not just going to be in my presence. I don't even know you like that. But yeah, you could buy me a couple of drinks or whatever. So he's like, where are you? And let me get your phone number, blah, blah, blah. So I told him where I was at, gave him my phone number. And I did my little karaoke thing. I sung about maybe 6 or 7, I don't know, maybe like 6 songs. Sorry, I'm kicking the stand. I sung like 6 songs that night. I had a ball. Oh, it was fun. So, but I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, as I'm going through the night, I looked at the clock. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, karaoke is over at 11. He ain't call, he ain't text. But in my mind, it's like 2 adults who get to the point of, hey, I want to take you to get drinks. And they're like, oh, sure, you can take me to get drinks. Oh, okay, where are you? Oh, okay, give me your phone number. Oh, okay, you never text, you never called, you never did anything. He didn't do anything. Now that night, before I even went home, I had a little conversation with myself because he was attractive. He was very attractive. And I had a conversation with myself and I said to myself, I said, you wouldn't even want a friend, a girlfriend to do that to you. So you need to block him because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve for someone to lead you on as if you guys have plans and are going to meet up and get to know one another or spend time with each other, and you already expressed that you were having a long day. You had a hard day and you needed this getaway. And I said you wouldn't even accept that from a girlfriend. You would be confronting her and be like, hey, what happened? I was looking forward to kicking it with you, girl. I told you that I was going through some things. And she would probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't even accept that. So I told myself, I said, because I gave him my number, I knew he had access to me. And I said, once he contacts you, you're going to block him. And it's going to hurt your feelings because you're like so hopeful that, whatever. In my head, I was like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. He's so cute. He's so fine. He's a Capricorn. I don't even know if he was a Capricorn, but whatever. So I was like, you're going to block him. And the next morning, I think it was maybe like 6:30 in the morning. I'll be up. So it was like 6:30 in the morning. He texted me. He was like, hey, it's so-and-so from the dating app. And I was like, either I could say something or just block him. And I'm a little petty. So I said something. And then I just blocked him. And once I blocked him, I felt so good because I'm like, I am only accepting and attracting the love I think I deserve. And now that I know what I deserve, and now that I know what I don't want, I'm not accepting anything less than what I deserve. Get out of here. And I blocked him so fast, I don't even remember what his number was. I blocked him on the app, and I blocked him on my phone. And then on top of that, I'm about to block somebody else. This is how much self-love and self-respect you get when you do inner work. But I am about to block someone else because we were talking on the app. He asked for my phone number. I don't care. I'll give you my phone number because I have no issue blocking you, as y'all can see. So I give him my phone number. We're talking on the phone. We're not texting. We're talking on the phone. And I pull up to Starbucks because I drink coffee every day. Okay? So I pull up to Starbucks and I tell him, I'm like, oh, hold on one moment. Let me order my coffee. And I order the coffee and I tell him, I'm like, okay, I could talk again. He says to me, he says, how much was your coffee? I can buy your coffee for you. And I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. And I told him, I was like, I think it was like $2.95. I'm like, it's only $2.95. And he's like, oh, okay. So before I even pay for the coffee, I'm still in line. I text him my Cash App so he can buy my coffee. He has not, and I've already gotten off the phone with him. I got off the phone with him quick because he started getting on my nerves. We ain't gonna go into all of that. But I got off the phone with him and I said he has until the end of the day, because he did tell me he was a little busy, but I'm gonna say he got to the end of the day to send me my money for my coffee. And I'm petty as hell, but you will be blocked, sir. You will be blocked. And the reason being is I don't like, and I don't deserve, I'm going to say that, I don't deserve anybody who likes to plant seeds of hope of, I could have did this, I would have did this, I should have did this, and I was about to do this, and I was about to do this. No, if you're saying you're going to do something, and again, we get to the point of actually you can be executing what you already said you was going to do, and you don't do it, I'm done. I've already experienced that, and I already know what I deserve, and I don't have time for it. And it could be the littlest thing. That's how it's going to start. It's going to start by you accepting the littlest thing. Oh, I didn't buy you that coffee when I said I was going to buy it, so now you don't want to talk to me? Yes. Exactly. Because my coffee was $3. And usually my coffee is like $6 or $7. So my coffee was $3 and you play games and now you're blocked. So first one was you raise your standards when you do inner work. You have an elevated sense of self-love and sense of self-respect that you stand on, and you feel good about standing on it because you're loving yourself like you deserve to be loved. Number 3 is your circumstances don't always turn into traumas and be in trauma to the point where you always have to heal. You always got to heal from something. Just like when both of those guys, the 2 guys I just told y'all that I blocked, those are not trauma for me. I'm never going to sit back and be like, I can't trust men because one day this guy told me he was going to buy me drinks at the bar when I was having a hard day and he didn't show up. Or, oh my God, one day this guy said he was going to buy me coffee and he didn't even buy me coffee. So now I have to heal from that. I'm so hurt. No. When you do inner work, every circumstance, even if it's big, because I know those was like small. So even if it's big to where like he's cheating on you, he's abusive, he's disrespectful, he is, hindering you in ways, trying to be controlling, and all of these things that men can be doing, and manipulating and lying and deceiving and all of those big things too. Okay. Those will also just be circumstances, because you cannot control the other person. You cannot control people. So those will just be circumstances too, boo. And you can be like, well, it doesn't reflect on my worth. It doesn't reflect on what I deserve. It doesn't reflect on my capabilities as a woman and who I am. It just reflects on their character and their flaws. Because he ain't. Period. You'd be like, well, maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not good enough. No. Inner work, you will know. That's out of my control. That's on him. I'm moving forward. I'm moving along. And that's why I love this book that I was reading, you guys, because it is a decision to make it a trauma. It is your decision to make it a trauma. It's your decision to make it trauma. It is your fucking decision. Let me calm down. Because when I first read it, I was like, what? But when I looked at the definitions of the words, right? So for an example, I didn't write this down, so don't judge me if I butcher it. But trauma is something that happens in your life or in someone else's life or whatever, something that happened that is affecting you negatively. It's affecting you negatively. So something happened, now it's affecting you negatively. That's a trauma, right? But if something happens and you decide to not let it affect you negatively, then it is not trauma. So you would have to decide, hey, this happened. It's out of my control. I cannot change it, but I'm not going to let it affect me negatively. So that means it's no longer a trauma. And once you do inner work, that takes inner work. Baby, that takes a lot of inner work. But if you don't allow it to affect you negatively, then it's no longer a trauma. And that is because you did the inner work. Number 4, inner work is actually healing, okay? But it includes change, okay? Because people can heal and never change. You could live, that's why I said, you're literally just taking the time for it to not hurt anymore. That's what just regular old healing is. It's where you sit in it, you feel it, you try to rationalize why it happened. You try to sit there and you try to figure out, oh, am I this? Am I this? You question. And then time passes. And once all the time passes, you sit back and you say, okay, I guess I've thought about it enough. I guess it doesn't hurt as bad as it used to, or I've forgotten how it felt. So let me attempt to do it again. Inner work is, I don't care why it happened. I don't care, X, Y, and Z, who did it, when they did it, how they did it. I'm not focusing on the rationalization of the circumstance and questioning my worth because of that. What I am doing is I see that it happened, but I'm not letting it affect me negatively. and I am going to improve my mindset so that I can do better and attract better and want more for my life and get what I deserve. That's inner work. And you set the goal to get there. Check out my other videos, you guys, about goal setting. Oh, darn, I'm forgetting about what the video is called. Shh. I'm hungry. So y'all, again, give me some grace. Go check out my other videos about goal setting when it comes to inner work. Subscribe to the channel so you don't forget, and like and comment. But anyway, we're on number 5, right? Okay, so number 1 was you're going to raise your standards. When you're doing inner work, you're raising your standards. When you're doing inner work, number 2, you're going to have more self-love and more self-respect. Okay? Because, oh my goodness, number 2, because listen, when you're just healing, you're conditioning your body to be like, maybe this is who I am. Maybe this is what I deserve. Maybe this is my worth. Maybe this is all I'm able to do and to receive. And this is what love is for me. Because you're just sitting there healing from it. You're just sitting there healing. No. It's time for you to want more. You're smart. You're a smart woman. You know that you deserve better. You know that you want more out of life. You know your worth deep down inside. You know these things. So no, it's not beneficial for you to just heal. You got to do the inner work so you can have the self-love and self-respect. Number 3 was you make sure when you're doing inner work, you make sure that all circumstances do not turn into traumas. You understand that things happen out of your control and it's fine. But when things do happen, you don't allow it to affect you negatively. Number 4 is inner work is the proper way to heal because it increases your chances of change and attracting different. You're going to attract different, okay? You're not going to attract the same thing. That's why I like the quote that we started off with that said, instead of your mental stuttering, stuttering the same thing over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. Stop that. You don't deserve that. You deserve more. You deserve better. Number 5 is you're going to have a more fulfilling life and you're going to be more happier. You're just going to be happier. Anytime you set a goal and accomplish it, you're happier. Anytime you set a goal, accomplish the goal, you're happier. When inner work is your goal and you finally accomplish that goal, you will be happier. Period. When you're just healing and the goal is to just get over it and stop hurting and to self-soothe and self-doubt yourself and try to figure out, oh, well, if it keeps happening, then maybe that's just how my life is supposed to be. You will be so much happier when you focus on inner work, setting goals, and accomplishing them. Okay, so I gotta go eat. I am so hungry. If you are looking for a safe space to grow, subscribe to the channel. Okay, this is what we're all about. We're all about growth, inner work. If you are looking for a community where it is safe for you to grow with other women who are experiencing the same things, we uplift each other, we encourage each other, we support one another. Join the 21-day challenge. The link is in my description right now, as of today, where this video is being created. It is a waitlist link because the first class is November 1st of 2025. We will be waking up every single day, no days off, at 5 a.m. We will be starting our day with journaling. We will be starting our days with setting goals, and we will be starting our days with a feminine recharge for 21 days straight. We do it every single month. So if you're watching this on a playback, don't worry, it's not too late. It's not too late. Go join today so you could be in the next 21-day challenge. Okay? Don't forget, share this video with your friends. Share this video with a loved one, someone who needs to hear it. Someone who you're like, girl, I thought about you, and maybe we could do this journey together. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Everybody deserves to live and have the life and love that they think they deserve. But I appreciate you for making it to the end of this video. I will see you in the next video. Until then, continue to attract the love you think you deserve. Continue to attract the life you think you deserve. It's Joanna Nicole. Bye. You made it to the end of this video. I could see now, are a real one. You are serious about your inner work. And just because you are doing inner work for yourself, that doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Join my 21-day Feminine Recharge membership and join a community of women who uplift each other, support each other, and hold each other accountable so you can accomplish your goals quicker. Every single day, it is a challenge. Now, every single day, we're going to wake up at 5 a.m. We're going to journal. We're going to set goals. We're going to read. We're going to have great discussions and have a feminine recharge every single day. Join by clicking the link in the description. Hopefully, I will see you there. And I thank you and I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video to completion. I do hope that you continue to attract the life you think you deserve and attract the love that you think you deserve. And I hope that you can definitely go ahead and show that subscribe button the love that it deserves. Show that like button the love that it deserves. Show that comment section the love that it deserves. And go ahead and share this video to someone who deserves it. Bye.